Friends, we have another amazing guest to bring on. And this time we're going to bring on Lynette Young. Hey, Lynette. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Amazing. I love your abacus in the back.
Thanks.
You got to have it at the ready so you can teach. I love it. Now,
Yeah.
everyone else doesn't quite know about you. So let's go ahead. Could you share what was your life like before you met me? And what were some of the things that you were struggling with?
Uh, Before I met you, I was looking to find a way to provide an enrichment program online. I have a brick and mortar, but I also have a full time job. And so I was just doing a search and trying to figure this out. I was like following some other people, but it wasn't really, they were all talking to like big people, like adults, you
Uh,
know, and I needed to find somebody to like talk to, kids in preschool. And so that's where you came along and I was like, oh my God, this is great. So that's how that worked. And so I'm still trying to fit in like my full time with, doing the abacus stuff. So
mhm.
yeah.
So you mentioned an important part because you're talking about doing like an enrichment program, which is not, I mean, though it's preschool age and things like
Yeah.
that, but it's not like I'm going to teach preschool classes. So,
Yeah.
and what I love about this is there's a lot of women out there who are thinking about doing something different, tutoring, K-12, micro school,
Mhm.
enrichment, right? Just like all sorts of random things. And then they come to us, they're like, oh, but you help women start preschools. Could you speak to that? Like, how has this helped you? Because you're not creating a preschool, but how has this still helped you?
It helped me because it's the ideal candidate, right? Ideal candidate A,
Yeah.
avatar. So
Right.
it's exactly where I need to be. It's just I'm just being more niched. You know
Yep.
what I mean? I'm being more
Mhm.
specific, and they always say niches in the riches. And so
Yeah.
um I it, you have a lot of things out there, and what was really mind-blowing is like you have the funnel, you have the website, and you have everything laid out for everybody. And going through the tech, it was really a lot easier than going through other tech, like building
Uh,
your website, and so because of the guides and because of what you have provided, it was a lot easier. It would have taken me at least a couple of years because I had my full-time job, and then I have to figure
right.
out the tech, and then I had to figure out how to funnel, and then I had to figure out how to automate, and then I had to figure out workflows and stuff. It was just like I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So when I first started the transition, when I first started going through like my thing of like finding my way to go become an entrepreneur and stuff,
Right.
it was it was a lot of like craziness. Like it was a lot of confusion. Like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't.
Yeah.
And so people are like, "Well, you got to do this." I'm like, "But you're talking to old people. I'm talking to
Yeah.
kids, but I'm talking
Yeah.
to kids, and I need to figure out the parents." And
Mm.
so the enrichment. So I don't know if I answered your question,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of like trying to figure out like how to. So that's how preschool has really helped me because I was able to understand because there's still that similarity from what
Right.
I'm trying to do because the
Mhm.
the the age group is where I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you brought up a really good point. You're talking about, when on your entrepreneurial journey, uh, when you get started, and even me to this day, I mean, there are so many ways to make money. Oh, don't do a webinar, do a
Yeah.
challenge. Don't do a
Yeah.
challenge, do a high
Yeah.
ticket. Don't do high ticket, do free. Don't do free, do low, do an
Yeah.
SLO. Like there's all these words and ideas, and everybody's like, well, if you hate blah, 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 you're like, I do hate blah, blah, blah. And they're like, this. And you're like, and so
Yeah.
you like run over there. But in the end, you leave like so confused,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like affiliate or drop shipping,
Yep.
doing all this stuff. It's like I was like, yeah, so that's what happened was I was like
Yep.
looking at all the things like I could do it. But it's like, no, I really enjoy teaching. I really enjoy
Yep.
talking to kids. I really enjoy like being silly. And
Yep.
so, this is where I would like to be. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I've been teaching abacus for 20 years and I haven't stopped talking about it. So it's got to be something.
Absolutely. So what I love about your journey is right now you're currently in the stage of creating your course
Yeah.
for easy math for preschoolers, and you're putting that into the hub. So could
Yeah.
you speak to, you already spoke to, it was easier to set up your website and get the tech going, but could you speak to like this idea of, because now you're building a course. You're not just putting like pre-recorded videos in, you're actually building a course. Could you speak to like, what is your thought process to creating a course? Because there are some women out there who are going to be like, hey, I have an idea of how I can help somebody do XYZ. And it's kind of a step A through Z format, like a course. So
Mhm.
walk through like your brainstorming process of like from I had this idea and now I'm building it in the hub.
Um, so what I did is I outlined, okay, so I've been teaching abacus for 20 years, like give or take 20 years. And so we have a little gap, and our gap was the preschool. So then I was like figuring out like what are the steps to get the kids from not knowing, how to count to understanding how to do abacus. And
Mm,
so I think I just did a lot of outlining, like what was my goal, what was I trying to do, and how small of a step I needed to do when I was building my course. And
yeah.
so my course is 12 lessons, and I increment it because they're baby steps, right?
Yeah.
Because we all do baby steps. And so I guess, and then with the outline, and then I slowly started filling out, okay, if they're supposed to know, like, you know, the number zero, what are different ways that I can show them how to do number zero, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Does that answer?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I loved about you when you came into All Stars last 6 months ago, you were there's like preschool owners and preschool teachers and moms and stuff, and then there's like entrepreneurs that like know all the lingo, and it
Yeah.
was so fun. You came into All Stars 6 months ago, and you're like talking all the lingo about like online business, and I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, like you've been around. I love this.
Yeah. I actually just started my entrepreneurial journey like last year. And then
Wow.
6 months I was kind of struggling and stuff, and I
Yeah.
went into another funnel program, and I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it because there was no templates for me. And so
Right.
when I came into your program, I'm like, oh my God, these templates are fantastic. So it really helped a lot to like get over that technology edge.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like I'm not I'm telling you like hands down because so I'm a web dev developer. Like I know tech, right?
Sweet.
But knowing the funnels and the marketing is
Ah.
completely like alien to me.
The
And
strategy to
yes,
the tactic, right? Or this or the
yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so I've always been behind the scenes. I've always been the employee. So we never had to like talk to any clients. I just,
right.
I'm gonna manage my team. I'll do whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you came in, it was a head spin to do the founding family script. And I
Script,
was
yeah.
like, oh my God, I was sweating when I pressed the enter button. And I'm like, oh my God. But I did the second time I did this time, and I was like, it still took a minute.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, like the strategy that you have for the marketing that really puts you in front of every and that's what
Mm,
marketing is.
yeah.
And I've been listening to a lot of marketing books just
Awesome.
to get my
Yeah.
head in there. But yeah,
Right.
it was right kind of nice how yeah, when I was doing my little research and stuff, I noticed that there was a few people going through and followed um the hub.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to see the support on that.
Love that. So I love how you're like kind of a new entrepreneur in the last year. And many of our women that will be joining Preschool All Stars or just joined are also even brand new, where they're like, hey, I do have a job, or I just quit a job, or I haven't had a job in a long time. And this idea of being an entrepreneur and business owner it's a whole different mindset. Could you speak to how can, like, what's the one or two things that is really going to help somebody shift into going from an employee to an entrepreneur mindset or a business owner mindset? Like, what are the things that really you got to kind of shift into?
Action. You have to really
Ah,
take action.
yeah,
I noticed, accountability really helps. So Leanne was talking about a group of us getting together, and
yeah,
so I think accountability really helps being part of, like, a group of people that has the same mindset. Like, I have
mhm,
a few groups, but they're all entrepreneurs now.
yeah,
Before this whole journey, I had a bunch of friends and stuff.
right.
But when I talk to them, it's not the same because they don't understand the problems that we're going through. It's like, "Oh my
Yeah,
god, I'm doing this,
yep,
but I don't want to, but I gotta show my face." Um, so the shift was really you it was really embracing no, you're not showing off, you're
mhm.
just showing up.
I love that. And you're putting yourself out there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So like my face is out there a lot more,
Yeah.
doing a lot more networking, a lot of more in the moment kind of a thing, as
Mhm.
opposed to like staying behind a manager, staying behind a boss, making sure that, and so you really call the shots, but it's really that you're calling shots, and you got to be, um, you got to take hold of your responsibilities.
Love
So
that. Yeah.
I
Is Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I mean, I still have my job, right? So I'm doing
Yeah.
this in between. I'm waking up at 4 in the morning. I'm, doing whatever I can.
Mhm.
I'm yeah. So my 3 boys are grown. I don't know where I'm going with this, but anyways, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. And so we're a single income family. My husband, survived cancer, but he can't get a
Wow.
job. So it's a lot of pressure, but you just got to make small movements. It's what,
Mhm.
3%? They say make 3% increments,
Yeah.
you know, to improvement. And every day is always an improvement of
Yeah.
something. So,
Oh, well, I've loved seeing your journey. For those who, are on the fence about joining Preschool All Stars and, maybe a little bit scared of the tech or maybe really scared to shift out of that employee mindset. And it's like so foreign to be an entrepreneur. What
it
would you
is.
say to them?
Well, the tech part is really nice because there's the guides, there's Tech Tuesday, Support Saturday. We kind of hang out and we laugh at each other.
Yeah.
The change of the mindset it's a journey though. Like to really if they can, I mean, I do a lot of audiobooks from the library. So whenever I'm like washing dishes, doing laundry, or doing whatever,
Yeah.
I'll always put in some audiobook to try to think about like how the marketing is, how the mindset is, and entrepreneurial stuff.
Right.
So, and that's helped me, but it also helps to go to motivational Monday, and then afterwards we all chit chat and talk and stuff. So that's all been helpful. And then finding the sisters and the sisters, and
Yeah.
finding other people. But it's the one thing is you have to speak. You have to speak up. If
Mhm.
if one of the ladies didn't say I need help, I don't think I'd be where I am right now. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
So because she needed help, I helped her, which helped me, and then
Yeah.
got into a habit of, doing things. So yeah, it was fantastic. It is
Awesome.
fantastic. Yeah.
And, for everyone else who's not in Preschool All Stars yet, join now. Be sure to go to preschoolallstars.com. And Lynette, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see ya.
Okay, bye.